Hello and welcome back to our podcast series with Andres Abeyta. Today we're going to talk about what skills companies are hiring. So, welcome, Andres. How are you doing?
Hey, Rebecca. Good. I'm feeling great. I just got back from vacation in Italy, so it's wonderful.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get right into the video and ask you, where do people get jobs nowadays?
Well, there's a combination of ways you can do it. You can look at job boards, Indeed, in GIS. It's GIS Jobs Clearinghouse. You can solicit a recruiter. There are various recruiters that can help you in any field, but there's one that's specific to GIS called GeoSearch. I would
Mhm.
recommend them. They're very nice people. And then it's just personal networking. There are a lot of good networking abilities with platforms like LinkedIn. And if you reach out to people, that's what I find is a very direct and it's ambitious, but it's also proactive in trying to connect with people that are working in areas that you want to work in and also companies that you want to work in. So professional networking actually is key. You really have control of that. You can reach out, and if I always encourage our younger student audience that comes in and works with us, do this because you can make your own path.
Right. Of course. Yeah. LinkedIn is very important. Um, and do you look at job announcements on all these websites?
Yeah, I think that's one of the perspectives that we have um, that is really different than maybe your general college. We are in industry, myself and all of our instructors, and as such, we're actually hiring people. We know what kind of skills that we're asking for, and so I just went to the place that I would post job announcements, and that's Indeed and GIS Jobs Clearinghouse, and we did a survey. We tallied about 300 job announcements, and when you look at those job announcements, they're hiring very specific skills. It's not kind of general geography degree. They're asking for skills. So now the question is, when you got your degree, did you get these skills of using uh, cloud architecture or collecting data from UAVs or knowing something about ETL and going back and forth from CAD to GIS? Those are very specific job skills. That's what we find when we look at the survey, when we tallied all of these, and that really represents the skills gap. It's the things that people are asking for in industry that really are very different than what you come out of school knowing. Like when you come out of school, Rebecca, did you feel like you had all the job skills you needed in the world, and then you started to discover those?
No, I don't think I did. I definitely, I needed to work on my resume more and make myself more marketable. Needed to have more courses on there that my university just didn't provide. So yeah, I definitely think, I needed to expand my resume to what it already was before.
Yeah, so often you're waiting till you graduate or senior year when you start looking at the outlook of industry, but I think it should happen sooner. And that's, I think, one of the things that we bring to the table as we are telling students this is what industry is expecting. So let's prepare you sooner.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you're doing that and providing that insight to students because some people really do need that. I also want to ask you another question. What kind of salaries are people getting in GIS and, just in general?
Well, that's the money question. Everybody is interested in that when they're going to school. They want to earn a living, right? So, um, the thing I tell people coming into our industry is that you can get gainful employment. You don't necessarily need an advanced degree. And the ranges in salaries can be anything from a GIS tech at 45K per year to 125K per year if you're a GIS administrator. Um, so there's varying, that scale varies with the experience that you have, how many years you've been in the industry, what types of skills that you have. But I will say that uh, that higher end range really is um, relegated towards those people that are GIS administrators, solution architects, and those are the people that really know a lot more of the IT blend with GIS. So
Mhm.
knowing cloud, a lot about data, maybe Python, developers. So if you have that experience, then all of a sudden you're commanding the higher salaries, closer to 100K. And then you are also, the reason why you have those higher salaries is because you are pivotal to your organization. Once you have a good GIS admin, people don't want to lose you because you kind of know how to run the entire GIS or set up the GIS or incorporate um, new software that's coming out and integrate between GIS and other things like financial systems or work order systems, asset management systems. So if you have that skill set, that's what I would suggest to my child going into GIS is focus in on that upper end, and then you'll feel very well rewarded in terms of salary.
Yeah, yeah. They definitely need you once you have all those qualifications and you know what you're doing. Um, and is GIS still growing? Like I know it's been growing extensively, but is it still growing in your opinion, or has it reached its peak?
I wrote an article that my opinion in the past 5 years, starting about 5 years ago, I said, I can't see how GIS would grow anymore. I thought it would kind of like flatten out because Esri was really good about providing software to um, .orgs and universities and the corporations and the government entities themselves were getting the software on everybody's desktop. And so people could learn, do it yourself, and kind of get by and get online training. So I thought it was pretty saturated, but I recently reevaluated my opinion. And this article says here are 6 reasons why the GIS industry is growing. You know, the processing speed of computers is faster, so we can do more things very quickly with GIS. You can stand up applications in cloud very quickly. Instead of it taking a year, it could take a couple of weeks. Um, you have more ways to learn GIS. It used to be just going through a standard 4-year degree and coming out with geography degree and then jumping in industry. But now you can learn tech, quite a bit quicker. We're evidence of that at our website and platform, bootcampgis.com. And so it's continuing to grow. And so if you look other than me at just statistics that business prognosticators will tell you, it's doubling in size, and within the next couple of years, it's going to be up to an $18 billion industry. So it's growing. And when I was just at a conference a couple of weeks ago with the organization called MAPS, MAPPS.org. And that's full of CEOs and business leaders from GIS companies all around the country. And I was presenting to them and telling them, asking them how their staffs are growing. How do they get new staff members? And they said it's one of the biggest challenges is finding the right human resources to fill the types of tasks that they do.
Right.
So that's another indicator that they need more people with a trained skill set to come in and take the positions they have available. Otherwise, it's expensive for them to kind of find somebody that is inadequately prepared to come in and train them with OJT to learn the job. You can really set yourself up for success by figuring out what these companies need and learning that, and then show that in your resume, and you can demonstrate that you are a shortcut to them getting stuff done.
Right. Yeah. And do you provide career services? Like, does your company do that?
Yeah, it's a really important part of our formula. So it's learning the right processes that are being used in industry. All of our instructors are in industry, and then we couple that with the career services support that you need. Like when you come out of college, did you ever go to career services at your university and use them? If so, what did you learn from them?
No, I did not go to career services after.
And I think largely you either heard from someone else that, hey, you can go to career services and they might review your resume, or you went in there and you saw they're just other students that were just ahead of you that are hired by the university, and they have a database of companies in the local area. So that is good. It's useful, but it's kind of light. Where we go further than that is we say, here are companies that I know need your skill set. Here are the people, the hiring managers. Here's what needs to be on your resume from a hiring manager standpoint. I can tell you what I'm looking for. You need to have that. So either you haven't shown that on your resume or your LinkedIn profile, or you need to get that skill set by maybe some do-it-yourself means, taking a boot camp class, going further and getting a certificate that focuses on the skills, or taking another class maybe at Esri that you didn't, that fills a void that might not be on your current profile. So by and large, if you go to people who are in the industry, in the career services space, which we have that as part of our program, you're going to be better served than kind of the generic um, approach to career services.
Right. Wow, that's awesome that you guys provide career services along with courses. So thank you, Andres. That was really awesome. I really enjoyed this conversation. And for anyone interested in Bootcamp GIS, which is Andres's GIS project-based learning company, check it out at www.bootcampgis.com. It will be linked in the description below. And also, it would really help if you subscribe to our channel if you're interested in our content. And that's all for today. So have a good one, Andres.
Yeah, we'll have other videos with perspectives on lots of things, GIS and employment oriented. So be happy to have you guys as viewers. Thanks for your time today.
You too. Have a good one.